Device USB. Oh no, that's not the right one. Mic check. Test audio. Can you guys hear me now? That's because we just did an update. Can you guys hear me? Mic check. Good now? Alright, that's because there was an update that I was just talking about earlier. I should have just, of course, go figure. Alright, let's start that over again. My apologies. Like I said, Windows just had a massive update, so it probably just reset all my settings. But anyway, as you can see right here, just before I went live, I did tag SF, because we are going to be breaking down some of his work. Now, I tried to be cordial in my last live, trying to give him credit, but with this channel, of course, here he's saying, here I'm going to grift and that I need to demonetize this show, because God forbid we don't want to be making money, but that's okay if he's on other shows where they're, monetized, kind of hypocritical to post something like this. But this is the kind of people that are working with the Proudfoot. And now I'm getting absolutely upset about this. And for those that have been with me, I've been working for almost 2 years on YouTube, well, a little over 2 years. This year, we worked on a case, Aiden Clune. We went out there. He's been missing for 2 years. During the summer, we finally were able to find the first physical evidence ever. In 2 years, we found his shoes. That led to them bringing out cadaver dogs. Now, of course, that kind of happened in the fall, and now with it being kind of with the seasonal, they can't bring out the dogs because of the altitude. It starts to snow in fall. And anyway, long story short, hopefully by this time next year, because of work and also because of the community and the donations you guys bring in that I use to go out and search for people, lead to help missing people. That is what we do on this channel. Sorry that I'm getting upset. But anyway, I tried to be cordial in the last live, but now, thanks to SF and what he's posted recently today, God bless you, SF. God bless you. Let's break this down, guys, because I've got a lot. So get ready. Get your popcorn. And yeah, if you'd like to donate, that'd be great. Helps this channel out. We do a lot with this channel. We feature missing people all the time. If somebody would like to email me, if they have a family member or a friend that went missing, they can email me, and I'd be more than happy to feature them in an upcoming live show. We've done that so many times, and I cannot tell you the emails that I get, how grateful, because there's so many missing people that go, obviously go missing, and there's only a minute amount of cases that get covered, like Sebastian Rogers. So what I try to do is I try to do a win-win situation where I'll feature one of them at the beginning of the show. So that way, even though we're going to be talking about Sebastian Rogers for most of the show, when you first watch the show, you're going to see that missing person. Now, unfortunately, I didn't get a chance to get a missing person because I had this massive update and I wanted to get the show started on time. So anyway, let's get going because I am revved up right now. I cannot wait to break this down. Debunk Part 2. And thank you to SF for the new footage that he brought out. All right, let's get started, guys. If you can, please hit that like button. And I'm just going to play this part real quick so I can make sure that the connection is running smooth. So I'm going to play just a recap of his disappearance, and then we'll get right into it.
An 15-year-old male is not in the bed. Here right now, 3 blonde hair back my bed, but we're going to turn it down. I'm going to be wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants. You know, those have autism. It's the first time it happened. I'm going to be in the home before midnight. All the doors are locked at this time.
Informer.
Sebastian Rogers is a 15-year-old autistic teenager who lives in Hendersonville, Tennessee. He was last seen Sunday night on February 25th by his mother, Katie Proudfoot. The next morning, on the 26th, his mother went to wake Rogers up and get him ready for school, but Rogers was nowhere to be seen. Sebastian Rogers was allegedly wearing a black sweatshirt, black sweatpants, his glasses, and his keychain flashlight. They also claimed that all of his shoes were accounted for, which means he is most likely barefoot. His case has garnered a lot of media attention, which has helped get his tragic story out to the masses. There has been numerous searches for Sebastian Rogers, including a landfill search in the beginning, to groundwater and air searches.
To censor myself, holy freaking crap, this can't be happening, where is my kid? Choice words were used. Like, where the F is he, I had looked through the house for him, because it was typical for him to get up and come and rummage for snacks and things like that, and he likes to dip behind the, walls and watch, and then he comes out after I come back and he likes to scare me. But, after I looked, and I mean, mind you, all of this took place in like 1 minute flat, but I didn't see him in his room. I looked all over. I ran through the whole house. I looked out all the doors and windows, and I was like hollering his name, and I picked up the phone and I called my husband, and I said, I can't find him. And he said, what do you mean? I said, he's not in this effing house. I can't find our son. And I jumped in my car and I drove around the neighborhood, and I drove over by the school, and he's already, like, at this point I was like hysterical, and I was crying, and I was screaming, and he was like, he three-wayed law enforcement, and was telling them, like, our son is missing and we don't know what's going on, and he was like, go back to the house, they're on their way. And I drove back to the house, and
All right, let's get going. I can't wait. I am motivated as hell to bring this guy down. I am so pissed off. All right, so here we go. Here's his field of view that we talked about, which is just absolutely BS. It's okay to admit when you're wrong. I'm not perfect. I make mistakes all the time. And, if I make a mistake, when I'm talking about something in chat, please correct me, because I'm human. I make mistakes all the time. But it takes a man to admit when you're wrong. But this guy will not admit at all when he's wrong. So let's just read this little part here, because this is very important, because he posted something earlier today about me alleging something. So let's just read this, and I want you guys to tell me what you guys make of this statement right here. This is from SF. The trash truck was on Kellen Avenue at 5:01 a.m. and on Stafford Court near Sebastian's home at 5:12 a.m. The lights video, let me repeat that, the lights video everyone is discussing was recorded at 5:09 and 5:10 a.m. Let me tell you, that's going to come back to bite you in the ass. All right? That is your words. That is all I said. All I did was read this, and then he twisted it to say that I'm saying that this is garbage truck lights, which is bullshit. We know this because the full uncut video, longer than the version seen publicly through Nick Barris, includes the trash truck turning onto and proceeding along its route on Stafford Court. I would love to know how he knows this is at 5:09 to 5:10 a.m. when the timestamp itself is frozen. It's frozen. It would be one thing if he says, okay, I think it's around approximately 4 a.m., 5 a.m., but to actually narrow it down when we know that footage has a timestamp that is frozen, and it was frozen for days. We know that because we've spoken to the homeowner. How did he get that? Continuing on. Okay, so we know that they went out there and they tried to do a reenactment. Now, I'm not gonna try to repeat what I did yesterday, but there will be a few things because there was more stuff that I was able to notice. I had more time to kind of look at some things and point out some really obvious, issues, shall we say. So again, a team went out, including SF and this Illuminati and guys. And again, I tried to give them credit and say, that's amazing that they went out and did that. But to me, it feels like they had an agenda. I'm not saying that on purpose. I could be wrong. But they claim that these lights are just lights coming from a landscape area, from a home. Now, they have recently released some new footage, which I'm going to show you, which I am so glad that they did this. It's absolutely amazing, because now I can debunk this even more. The lights that they show are coming from this home, which I'm gonna do an overlay for you guys, and you can clearly see the home here in just a minute, and all the issues. Now, I did a live yesterday for those that were here. You guys know that I said they most likely went and they probably stood up high and took a advantage from straight ahead, right? Instead of where when we look at the camera, we can clearly see the camera is pointed, angled down. But they didn't do that. And thank God for SF, because he posted that photo. So let's take a look at it. One thing that maybe he got twisted that I want to bring up again is there was another content creator, GH Investigates. He spoke to Chris Proudfoot. This was like 4 or 5 months ago, somewhere around in there. He allegedly spoke to him for an hour. And this is his overlay, and this is where he's saying the lights were, and he's saying that those lights, again, Chris Proudfoot and that content creator, not SF Investigates. I don't know if maybe he got that part twisted, but GH Investigates and Proudfoot claimed that these lights were coming from the neighborhood on Honeysickle, which is much further up the hill, right? I thought that was interesting, as if they were trying to produce a narrative of these being trash truck lights. These lights here, not the moving lights, just the stationary lights. And I will get to chat here in a little bit, but I just wanted to point that out because I never said, bring the receipts, SF, if I actually said you said that these are garbage truck lights, other than just reading what you said at the top, in your,
which have been assumed to be
video,
floodlights,
or in your statement, which in my opinion clearly implies that you're saying that these are trash truck lights. At least that's what I get from that statement. Okay, so as you guys know, I broke down
the day of
a long time ago
I am taking
where
a
these lights were
view
from,
of the image with always line 2 are
or
moving
where
across.
I believe they are from. But again, as we look at this, now again, I know I showed this yesterday, but I'm adding new stuff in, so I promise. I spend hours putting these videos together. I don't just all of a sudden whip up a live and I just randomly talk about stuff, okay? I spend hours before I put a show together because I'm a YouTuber and everybody has their own channel and their own way of doing things, and that is fine. I like to have bullet points. I like to have visuals for my viewers. And so to be able to do that, I have to spend hours putting, stuff together. So again, I pointed out, as we can clearly see, even look at the shadow. I mean, look at the shadow. we can see that this camera is pointed down. I explained why they did that. That is because they want to have a view of their driveway, because if there was a perpetrator or someone breaking into their vehicle, they want to be able to see that. Makes sense, right? But I said earlier that they likely had probably just took a camera real tall and pointed it straight ahead. And God bless them. What did they do? They took a photo and posted it on Twitter. God bless them. I'm sorry I'm fired up. I usually don't get fired up. I'm not like this, but when you attack me and you can't admit when you made a mistake, that bugs the ever-living hell out of me. As we can see from this surveillance footage, this camera is pointed down at the driveway, as I said before, because they want to keep an eye on their vehicles. They got a bunch of vehicles. They got like 3 trucks. They got a boat. And so they want to have a high vantage point looking down on their driveway, because that's where they park their cars, right? Which means they're not going to be able to see the neighborhood above them because the camera is pointed down. So again, here's the shot that they took. Clearly, completely different. We can see, we're not seeing like the tops of the vehicles. We're almost standing, again, I know they have some kind of tripod or something, selfie stick that they lifted up, which is great, but they missed the point on where the camera was angled. Thank you guys so much. Kathy says, "Here's the malice angers," because I don't get angry much anyway. But I do get angry when people just can't admit when they've made a mistake. Like, hey, you know what? We messed up. We got the wrong angle. But no, they don't, which now makes me suspicious that you're trying to suggest a narrative. And that's red flags for me. So here we go. As we can see, the difference between the surveillance footage and theirs, we can see much more of the top of the vehicles. We can see the Dodge. I don't even see the Dodge in here. You can see how close they are to the trash cans. Trash cans are all the way over here. And so what happens is, as you can see when I line this up over here, they've got all this extra footage up here that would not be caught in the surveillance because, again, repeating myself a bunch of times. I'm sorry, I just realized I need to move this over so you can see everything. But I promise you, I've got some really good stuff. We are just getting started. But again, they captured all of this neighborhood up here, which clearly we don't have in this footage. So again, I said that they, have all this stuff that they cut out. I'm going to skip this forward. So now they claim that these lights are coming from, this house up here.
Here are the 2 homes.
Oh, did I skip the part where the camera was at? Did that not get cut in? Oh, you know what? I just realized something. Okay. My apologies, guys.
Oh, guys, this morning I woke up and a 15-year-old girl was not in the bed. We are right now 3 blonde hair working my bed, but we're gonna.
Okay, let's start that back over again. I just realized I was playing the video from yesterday. Okay, so I was wondering, I'm like, where is the camera shot? So here we go. Like I said, here is the photo that they posted on Twitter. So as you can see, this is what they did. There's the surveillance camera up there. Now, apparently they got a new one, I believe, which means if they did get a new one, it's probably not going to be in the same exact position, which actually it doesn't look like. But here they are. They've got, a tripod, or yeah, it looks like a tripod with it, the extension stuck out. And what do we got? We got I don't know if it's an Android or an iPhone, but they got a phone, right? Now, there are phones that have special cameras that have a pretty good field of view, but most cameras do not. But surveillance cameras, they've got a much wider field of view. So these guys went out to reenact a cell phone with a cell phone, which is not going to give you that same panoramic view that you would get from the security footage. So another mistake that they made. And again, you can tell that they're not pointing it down. And it's pointed straight forward. As you can see, the differences between the two. They're more pointing it forward, where, as we can see in the surveillance footage, I know I keep repeating myself. I'm sorry, I had the wrong video going. But this one's pointed down. So, again, they did not do a proper control test. So now that they're going to tell you all these lights up here, which are not caught in the original footage, they claim are these stationary lights. Now I'm going to show you something that's in my thumbnail that I thought, oh, well, this is a huge giveaway. Chris, you have worked on this 100%. Trust your work. I agree that you're trying to shut everyone up about this. Don't realize many creators have been out there and spoken to people who have lived there. Yeah, and I wish, yeah, and thank you so much, Amanda. Again, like I said, the locals, I've said it before, they're not happy with what's going on here. All right. So now let's do the overlay, because there was something that I noticed that I captured that's really gonna. Okay. All right. Let me put it right here. Make sure you guys can see it. Let me get rid of this. Okay, so here's their straight shot. Now, notice all this left side here is the wall, like SF Investigates said. Yes, part of the field of view is kind of wasted because it is hitting the wall. But this camera has a very, I don't know, he claims it's 75 degrees or whatever. But anyway, as we can see here, there's the trash cans lined up against the house wall. Here in the surveillance, the same thing. We have the 3 trash cans up against the wall. So let's go ahead and overlay those, and let's see the big glaring issue. Wow, look. All of that stuff that they captured is gone. Why? Because they were shooting the camera forward and not angled down. Again, I've got more. Trust me, I'm not trying to repeat myself. I got way much more, but I just wanted to point that out because this gets even better. So as you can see, there's a huge issue because if we overlay, now this is not a proper overlay, but we've overlaid where the house is at. So we can see the 3 garbage cans, correct? Right? 3 garbage cans. They claim these are the lights, yet the lights in their surveillance footage are over here. Right? Garbage cans. Garbage cans. This is the lights that they're claiming, these stationary lights, not the moving lights, the stationary lights. Yet in their surveillance footage, they are much further away over here, over 60 feet. Over 60 feet. Oh, is this even the correct? Oh, yeah, this is the correct home. They have a boat. This is the truck. This is the white truck. You know, everything's parked in a different area. But this is the 3 trash cans. This is from the surveillance footage up here. This is from Cluminati's photo. But this is the lights that they're saying are these lights. But again, if we have it lined up, right? Probably not 100%, but this is the edge of the house. There's the trash cans. There's the trash cans. Yet the lights in the surveillance are way over here. How could they get that wrong? Yeah, I'm coming in hot tonight. I'm pissed off. Again, you made a mistake. Just admit it. Like, hey, you know, we went out there, we froze our asses off, we tried it, but you know what? We forgot a few details. But no. Instead, they want to attack me, which now lights a fire under my ass that now I'm going to expose them even more because now it makes me even more suspicious that are they trying to produce a false narrative, which is so funny because they you know are always saying that about the other creators, you know. Oh, these guys are putting out false narratives. Well, what are you guys doing right now? You're trying to say that these are landscape lights in a direction that is completely 60 feet away. Now, trust me, I've got so much more. Trust me, I promise you, we're just getting started. Believe me. I've got so much more. Thanks to SF. It's the gift that keeps on giving. So here we go. Here's me overlaying the house. This is the house. You can even see the arch from the home. Right? You can see the arch from the home. And you can even see the bushes. So for those to understand what I'm doing is for those that understand opacity, is I'm going to kind of turn on the opacity a little bit and then take it off, turn it back on, and turn it back off. Now watch what happens. Now we are at no opacity right now. This is Cluminati's video, right? So there's no overlay at the moment. Now watch when I bring out some opacity. Now watch as I kind of slowly take away the opacity. Look at the arch in the window. You can start to actually make out the trees that are blocking the lights. It's all right there. It is all right there. These are not the lights. Let's do that one more time, and then I promise you we are just getting started because I am fired up and I am going to bring it all today. Because I want the truth out there about Sebastian, because there could be a potential abduction. And this video, this light video that I've worked on for months, has all been thrown away by these guys and just discounted, which again pisses me off. I've worked so hard. Not me, my community has worked very hard on this. Now, do I know exactly what's happened? No. But I believe that light video, because if that light video had a rational explanation, TBI would come out immediately and say, here, this is what it is. Here's some examples. You know, we can't give all the details, but this is what it is. This is a vehicle. This is the lights that are moving. They would break that down and shut us up. Believe me, you. But they have not done that. Now, God bless SF Investigates, because again, he's the gift that keeps on giving. He releases some footage, right? He says that the garbage trucks come around 5, starts at 5 a.m. to 5:12. They go to about 5:30, depends on which road. The garbage truck company is McMurdy's. This is the truck. He posted a couple of photos yesterday from different homes that they got security footage. They say they have over like 60 or... Remind me in chat, I can't remember. It's like 60 or 90 hours, which to me is great. That's amazing, especially if you got it from multiple homes. But you know what's a glaring red flag is I'm sure they've looked, I don't know if they could watch all of it, but I'm sure they've looked at a lot of it. And you know what they haven't said? Well, we don't see, Sebastian wandering around, the neighborhood, right? Because, if that's, what they're trying to say is, Sebastian walked off. Well, you have all these cameras around this neighborhood with tons of hours of footage. Well, clearly one of these has got to show something, right? Trust me, I'm just getting started, guys. I am just getting started. I'm gonna tear him a new one. Calling me a grifter. I will pause here in a minute so I can calm down and get to chat for a minute. God bless everybody for the donations and stuff. But I've got a lot to go over. And again, I am fired up. Okay, so let's read what else SF Investigates puts out. Where now he starts to trip himself. This is why he's just the gift that keeps on giving. All right, let's read this. Yes, I am fully aware of the identity of both vehicles. Two vehicles and drivers that pulled into Sebastian's neighborhood during 3 a.m. hour. Okay, let me read that part one more time. I am fully aware of the identity of both vehicles. I didn't know there was two vehicles and drivers that pulled up to Sebastian's neighborhood during the 3 a.m. hour. Let me repeat that one more time. 3 a.m. hour. Well, wait a minute. I thought that Mysterious Lights video was at 5:09 and 5:10. You claim that you have proof. You have the uncut version, which even though it has a frozen timestamp on it. But yet, now you're saying you've identified 2 vehicles at 3 a.m.? So what is it? Is the video from 3 a.m. or from 5:09? The activity was captured on video from multiple homes with surveillance cameras. I'm not sure where this talk of impeding an investigation is coming from. I have no obligation to notify law enforcement about my investigation of vehicles or individuals driving them. Basically saying, hey, guess what, guys? I know the drivers and vehicles, even though, this YouTuber has been looking at this and speaking with locals and trying to figure this out for months. But you know what? I found this out, but, I'm not going to tell you or the law enforcement. It's no big deal. What the F, man? Seriously. Again, but he says 3 a.m. hour. Why are we worried about 3 a.m. when we're the mysterious lights at 5 a.m. with this mysterious vehicle that we've been trying to figure out? So again, he's tripping himself. I've got so much more. Again, I'm so sorry I'm fired up. I hate this. I hate this side of me. This is not something I like to do. But again, there's discrepancies. And to me, you're trying to pull a false narrative. All right. Okay. Continuing on. Because, again, like I said, he's just the gift that keeps on giving. Yes, I am fully aware. Oh, yeah, sorry. Anyway, okay, so we read that, right? So anyway, so here I have that same message about the 3 a.m. and he knows the vehicles, right? Okay, so let's look at this, right? Remember, this timestamp is frozen, but yet somehow he has the uncut version. Yet even if the uncut version he has, if he allegedly has, would still have a frozen timestamp because they had a frozen timestamp from, I think, Friday or Saturday till Monday. So that footage he got, how in the hell does he know this is from 5:09 to 5:10 if this is frozen? And now he's talking about 2 vehicles at 3 a.m. So, I'm... What is it? Is it 5 a.m. or 3 a.m.? I've got so much more. Trust me, guys. We'll take a break here in about 10 minutes, but I got to show one more thing here. I've got much more, but again, we've been trying to figure out this vehicle, but yet he's figured it out, even though my sources say that this particular vehicle has not been identified. There was 2 vehicles. One was at 5 a.m. or I don't know, somewhere around 5 a.m., an Uber driver. But there was this vehicle that they could not identify because the way it parked and the way the cameras were set up. This was captured on the other cameras besides this one. Yet, because of certain variables, I have to be very careful with what I say because, again, the thing about having sources, of course, they're going to give you details that you can share, and then they're going to give you details that they trust you with, that you can't share. That's the whole part of having sources. And, to be able to keep your sources, you've got to keep your word, So anyway, moving on. Thank you guys. Go Chris. I appreciate it. Okay. So remember, to reiterate, let me just repeat this because I'm going to come back. I promise you guys, I'm going to blow this out of the water here in just a minute. The 3 a.m. vehicles are accounted for and have nothing to do with the lights video because that video was recorded at 5:09 and 5:10. Attached is 2 still images of the actual trash truck from the morning of February 26, taken from surveillance cameras we obtained from Kellen and Stafford Court. We have much more footage and additional angles to support our findings. Facts and evidence matters. Boy, I could not agree with that statement right there. So, the only thing that I implied, SF, is reading your statement. I have never said that you claim that these are garbage truck lights, only that you just keep claiming that the garbage truck came around 5:09. I'm just reading your statement, your words. Yes, we're going to get to that here in just a second. Like I said, SF is the gift that keeps on giving. All right, so here we go, guys. So he posted a couple of still shots yesterday. We know where this one's at. We're still trying to figure. Well, I think we figured out the other ones. You know, with the help with my sources. But this video tells it all right here, which we're going to see. Excuse me, I got something in my throat. And I am going to get to chat. You guys hit the goal. Even though this goal thing just started a couple days ago, I was just, playing around with it. Okay, here is where he actually, I think this is where he came after me earlier, either earlier today or last night after I put out my video. At no point did I claim that the lights in the video were of a trash truck. In fact, I repeatedly stated that what the lights represent is open to interpretation, and I was reserving mine so not to sway opinion. Showing the trash truck lights and its lighting pattern should be considered and read between the lines moment. A trash truck has 8 to 10 lights. Okay, yeah. We know it has a shit ton of lights on it. But he's claiming that, what I just reiterated a second ago, that, I'm saying that those lights are trash trucks. But I never said that. I just read his statement. Pull receipts. I dare you, SF. Pull receipts. Okay. So, for the guy that's the gift that keeps on giving, here he goes. He releases a video today of a trash truck going by. It's just a couple of seconds. It drives by. This is on Kellen Ave. It has been, clearly it's done doing its thing on Kellen Ave. So now it is heading south, and I'll show you an overhead of it. But I'm going to show you, like I said, thank you, SF. God bless you. All right, so I'm going to play the video. There it goes by. Okay, look at the skybox, guys. You guys know something about the skybox? Let me know in chat what you guys know about the skybox. Now remember, this is taken at 5:09 a.m. Remember that, 5:09. Remember that, 5:09. Because I'm just going to pick this guy apart. Oh my gosh, no way. It's getting daylight. Wow. Guess who said that months ago in an interview? A neighbor that lived there. They said that. They can definitely tell when there's a garbage truck coming by because it starts to get light out a little bit. No way. So let's see where this is at. Trust me, I'm fired up, guys. I am fired up. So this is where it's taken from. Now, if you go down Google Street, at a certain point, it's taken from August 2007 and then July of 2023. They have since painted their house. As you can see, you probably can't see it on your phone. I apologize. It says November 2007. This house now has been painted white. So this is Kellen Ave. The garbage truck is going to your left. It's going back down. Now, I'll overlay it for you guys here again. This house to the right is where the camera's at, which is 10:30 right here. That's where the camera, it's pointing this way. Garbage truck is heading south. Okay. Now, what I'm going to tell you, remember, that's 509. Remember that? Which means the garbage truck, what it does is it goes up Kellen Ave first. It collects its garbage, goes up Devon, collects its garbage, and when it's done, then it goes down Kellen, and then it's going to go up Stafford. It's going to do its thing. It's going to come back down. Then it's going to go up a street with a W. I forget it. And then that's going to come back down. It's going to go down Long Hollow Pike. And then it's going to come up Honeysuckle Road. How do I know that? Because I have sources. Remember, 5:09 a.m.
That release of information, you can clearly hear the dispatcher and the cops all saying, the dog's got to send this over here at this pond.
Okay.
And I mean, for people to say, no, it didn't. Now you're
Yes, thank you to everybody.
meeting said that shit in the dispatch.
And that's what everybody kept saying, and I'm like, there's got to be...
So, our subdivision, if you're in that subdivision,
Yeah, I'm...
directly, the next subdivision over to the left is our subdivision.
So, you know how they love to put out that narrative that he went to this retention pond, right?
Okay.
It's called Victoria Place.
Okay.
The scent that they got, as soon as you turn in our subdivision, you're on Kellen. Drive it all the way up to the very top of the hill at a four-way, you'll see that to the right they're cutting in the new road that will link
All this together. Okay.
Yeah. That's where it stops at the retention pond.
So remember, the dogs cut over suspiciously exactly where the lights were at. But then allegedly the dogs go up and then they go across Devon. Well, they have surveillance footage. Clearly, I'm assuming they have hours of footage. Clearly they have it at 5:09, so I'm assuming they have it, during the time that he went missing. So if Sebastian was going up that road to the retention pond, well, you would think with this kind of footage, now, of course, it would be darker if he left, but you would think maybe you would see something, especially with all these lights on, that you might see a shadow going. So again, if he was walking up this road, they should have caught him, right? Now, there's a possibility it could have been really dark and it's possible they missed him. That's why I'd love to see the footage, Again, the footage is unbiased. I can't reiterate that enough, that surveillance footage is unbiased. So, I just want to go back to this timestamp real quick. Just remember this timestamp. Remember, 5:09 right here? 5:09? Oh, you guys can't quite see it. There you go. See that 509? 509, right? Okay, he's heading down, right? Which means he's done. So before that, he would have been actually heading up. Now we see it's 5:09 and 57 seconds. So I would like to know. So here it goes. It's driving down. Remember, 5:09, right? So he is heading down. Let me pull up Google Earth here. There's one thing I forgot that I should have done. Trust me, I got more. Thank you guys. I'm going to get to your guys' chat. I'll take a break. I know I keep saying that. So, that camera was at 10:30 right here, pointing this way. Remember, the garbage truck, usually its route, it goes up, it collects the trash as it's going up, goes over to Devon, collects the trash, then it turns back down, and what we were seeing is the trash truck going down, leaving. Now, it will go and turn up Stafford, right? Right? Yet, in this footage, which actually, let me do one thing here. Actually, I want to do this footage right here. Yep, it is. There it is. I'm going to pull this. So he says this is at 5:09, right? Between 5:09 and 5:10. Now, if you guys remember, on the other video, actually here, let me just pause this for you guys. Shoot, I should have had the other video out ready. Nope, wrong one. Live Wednesday. Oh shoot. Sucks about having two videos. Hold on. I promise you, I've got two big bombshells here. I'm gonna drop real quick here. Okay. Let's go ahead and let's just do this real quick here. Yoink. Okay. Dun, 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 dun. God bless you guys. For your patience, and I can't wait to read your guys' chats. I promise you. I'm just, like I said, I'm so fired up that I just want to throw these blows out because, again, this is nonsense. Okay. All right, you know what we're going to do? We are going to do this. We're going to pull this right out. And we are going to go ahead and pull this other one. Did I pull it out? What did I do with it? Okay, you know, never mind. Doesn't matter. I'll just use this. I'll just use this. Okay. So, here we are. Okay. Remember, this is, according to SF Investigates, I'm trying to do multiple things at once here. Screenshot. That's what I need. There we go. Okay. All right, we're back in business here. Okay, so let's put that about right there. Let's move you right there. There we go. Okay. So, if this vehicle is now zooming down and it's going to come over up Stafford, right? Remember, we just watched a video at 509 where it's going to be coming up Stafford. According to SF Investigates, here is the timestamp, 509. Yet, I'll just put that about right here. There's the footage playing. I don't see a garbage truck driving up between 509 and 510. Again, this is what happens when you rush to put stuff out and you're not taking the time. Again, I'm trying to cool off right now. So what's the other thing you guys notice? I noticed you guys already had seen this, but what's the other glaring obvious thing that we notice on the video from do I got the right video? Yeah, I do. What is the other glaring thing that we see here? Actually, I think I have it in my video. Actually, I don't even think I need to do that. There, right there. Boy, it sure looks different, right? It's supposed to be 509 right now. But boy, look at that skybox. It looks like, light's starting to come up. But boy, it's pretty dark over here. Again, it's okay to admit when you're wrong, man. It's okay. We all make mistakes, brother. But my God, man, to call me a grifter after the stuff that I've done to help with people, it really just infuriates me. Because, it just makes it that more suspicious that, I'm just going to say it, it just looks like you're a shill. I'm just going to call it for what it is. It looks like, allegedly, you're a shill for a particular family, and you guys are trying to produce a narrative that is completely just falling apart, and you're tripping over yourselves every time you keep putting stuff out. And I will keep harping on it until you admit you're wrong and get with the facts and the evidence. You guys have footage. I would die to have that footage. I want to find Sebastian. I do. I don't know about you guys, unless you just want to put out a narrative and then keep saying that everybody else is trying to put out a false narrative. But to me, it's glaringly obvious you are the one that is putting out a false narrative. And I am effing pissed off. I'm sorry. I've worked so hard on this footage for months. One more thing, and then I'm gonna cool down, read chat. So God bless you guys. Here's one more thing that SF put out. God bless his heart. God bless you, SF. He put this out today. My good heavens, man. One additional point to consider about the YouTube creators being incentivized by @Night to peddle baseless theories. Now again, I like what Dog's doing because I've seen what Dog's team has done here in Utah with a certain case. I've seen what they've done. You may think that he's just trying to promote himself, and maybe there are some things that he may be doing on the side that, hey, you know, if he's getting a little promotion, but I know he has a team of investigators, a whole team. He's got lawyers. He's got the whole deal. Okay, this guy's a famous guy that a lot of people respect for what he has done. And I have seen not firsthand, but I've seen what he has done in our state in a case that was cold for a long time. And, you know, his team came out, worked on it. It was amazing. Now, it wasn't actually Dog himself, you know, because Dog's getting up there, you know, he's not as spry. He has a team. I know, I'm going to get to my stuff here. I just got one more thing. I know I keep saying that, but I just want to say this one last thing because it infuriates the hell out of me. He continues, such as the Texas Roadhouse claims in their latest attempt to debunk the Lights video, is the nature of the footage they're using. The video they're announcing is not the original copy of the surveillance footage. Holy shit, Sherlock. I put that out months ago. It is a recording taken from somebody using their phone to capture a computer monitor playing footage. The borders of the video have been cropped and the footage has not been stabilized. It's a second-hand recording. Well, let's look at a video I put out like 4 months ago. Here's a video of me 4 months ago talking about the same exact thing. Months and months ago. Here's me saying, look, they're recording on their phone. So did you guys do that when you did your recreation? Did you take the recording and then record it on your phone after you put it on a monitor? Because that would be the proper way to recreate it. That's how you do control test. You recreate the environment that you're in. I digress. All right, let me get to super chat, guys. God bless you. I'm so sorry I haven't read your chats, but I had to get this out because I know a lot of you know me and I don't get upset a lot, but you know what? To call me a grifter and the stuff that I've done, that I've tried to do on this channel, of course I get money. Just like you were on a channel the other day where that channel gets so many super chats, but I'm sure you're not going to call them grifters. Heather says, keep working at searching. Thank you. Thank you so much, Heather. God bless you. Patty says, just ignore these people. I would, but when you come after me, I'm sorry, but I'm going to stand my ground because I want to find Sebastian. And, when you're going to claim that people are putting out false narratives, which there are people, I do agree that there are some people that put false narratives. That's going to happen. But then when you turn around and do it, what the F? K9CPT becoming a member, supporting this channel. Thank you so much. Susan, get him, my friend. He's always attacking people. Yeah, well, it's about the time for him to, get a taste of his own medicine. But I'm sure he'll twist it, instead of, just be a man, admit you made a mistake. Holy shit. I admit all the time in my lives, man, that I make mistakes. Eyes on Heaven, $25. That's awesome. Thank you so much. Again, did I ask you guys to donate or anything? Of course, it helps this channel. We try to feature the missing, and we try to break down surveillance footage. We do control test. We try to do it the proper way. Not all the time is it going to be proper, but, I'm not going to put out a false narrative and tell them that this is at 5:09 when we can clearly tell that is not at 5:09. Edit 10, sorry, the Edit Twins with the $10 super sticker. So proud of you. Thank you so much. God bless you guys' support. Happy holidays for those that celebrate it. You guys are so amazing. Chemistry Queen. I don't know why I always mess up your name, and then it makes me laugh because I think I've done it 3 times in a row. I'm so sorry. I need some levity right now. So, love you, Chris. You do a wonderful work. We appreciate you. Thank you so much. Baby kisses, $5 super sticker. Thank you so much. Of course, I'm going to shout everybody out that donated because that's the proper thing to do. You guys take the time to watch the show and donate, and that's so amazing. Lady Tit for Tat. Oh no, a super chat for Chris. Thank you. K-Mac, Chris, thank you for your tenacious and arduous work. You explain things in a manner that makes sense to me. That's all I tried to do, you know? Again, I was really trying to give them credit yesterday and say, hey, look, you know, they allegedly went out there, you know, when it was cold and, you know, they tried. But you know what? They got it wrong. And, you know, if they would have came out and said, oh, you know what? He did point out some things. And, you know, if they clearly lived somewhere out there, they could do it again. That'd be amazing. Why didn't they go out and do the lights, like, you know, between the common area? But no, of course, that wouldn't look good because, you know, if things lined up with, you know, the lights disappearing, if they're in the ditch and stuff. And I still have a couple more things, so please don't go anywhere. I've got one more thing to go over. So I promise you it's not over yet. I just had to digress for a minute. Sammy G, happy to contribute to your goal and your greater goal to find Sebastian. So appreciative of your integrity and hard work. Thank you, Chris and crew. God bless you guys. You lift me up. You guys, again, this is not just me. This is a community effort. And you guys know that. For those that have been here, you guys have sent in footage that have helped me to kind of dissect this vehicle that SF knows about, but yet he's not going to tell anybody or law enforcement, you know. He's figured that out, but, you know, he's not going to talk about it. You know, he couldn't give out, you know, at least the car model. You know, that's not going to hurt anybody. But we're going to talk about that because apparently they claim we'll talk about the cars. That's going to be our finale, which we'll go over. Death by Chocolate. That's so amazing. Thank you so much for the $4.99. June, thank you so much for the $3. I'm going to try to go fast so I can finish this up. Nolte, thank you so much for becoming a member. Kia, or Kiki? I think it might be Kiki. Thank you so much for the membership. Kindly, don't let them get to your head. Keep moving forward. Yeah, thank you so much. Again, it just drives me, really. It just drives me more because it tells me that are these guys really producing a narrative, which I was afraid of. You know, I thought they were going out there to maybe try to find some answers, but now I'm thinking they're trying to put out a narrative, a false narrative, and that highly concerns me and pisses me off. Alicia, thank you. We got you. Thank you so much. Teresa with the $9.99. Thank you so much. Elizabeth, great work. Thank you. God bless you guys. I know who it is, but won't tell. Equal clickbait. Yeah, right. Lady Tit for Tat. I know who it is, but it won't. Oh, lady, that's good. I need that laugh. Thank you so much. Your work is great. Other creators speak highly of you. Don't let amateurs get to you. Thank you so much, Saucy. And there are so many amazing creators, and I wish I could shout them out right now. And I'm gonna get to the PayPals again. You guys are nuts. Again, I never asked for it, you know, but of course they'll flip it somehow. Jersey, time is money, and you deserve to be paid for your time. Police, lawyers, media, etc. paid for covering cases. Creators should be paid too. Exposure is important to missing person cases, and monetization helps get more views. Exactly. And like I said in the beginning, I usually will feature a person, that recently went missing that, is probably not going to be highlighted in the national media. And that's going to be the first thing you guys see, and that's a win-win. SF, go take a shill pill. Thank you so much, lady. You're incentivized by At Night, so all these panels he goes on aren't incentivized by him. Don't see the difference. Thank you, lady. Much respect and love. You're the best. Thank you, Zach. They are trying to shoot us down because we are getting way too close. That could be the case, Sandy. I'm not kidding. It really, that's why I'm fired up, because this doesn't sit right with me. Sandy also says, I can't believe they're finally attacking Chris, the nicest guy on YouTube. Proves they are desperate. Thank you, Sandy. I always try to give credit where credit's due. And I always try, again, we really try to stay in our lane. I don't like attack. I don't like drama. I just like, I've explained it a million times. Renee, thank you so much for the $5. And Rose Bunny, thank you so much for the $1.99. I'm going to get to PayPal. I'm not going to say how much, just, to be respectful. Belinda, thank you so much. Mick, oh gosh, now I'm doing it wrong. Belinda, thank you. Mick, thank you. Amy, God bless you. Gary, thank you so much. Sometimes Venmo doesn't come through either. If you did, thank you in advance, and I'll thank you in the next one. Okay, just one more, I think one or two more things, and we'll finish up here, because I don't want to, I apologize for going through all that, but, I'd like to give, obviously shout the people out that are supporting me, and know that if it wasn't wintertime, I'd be using some of that money to, I use that money to get a drone. I use that money for my travels to go out and search for missing people. I've been involved in the Dylan Rounds case. I've worked with Texas EquiSearch. I'm not a pro. I'm an amateur. I do have skills in editing and video. And I digress. One last thing that I want to talk about. One last thing that they claim that really pisses me off. Everything pisses me off. Now, I've already debunked the whole view, of, him and his field of view. Absolutely trash. But I want to talk about the lights, because there's one other thing that they claim, and I'm not saying SF has claimed, but this is part of SF. There's two people involved. I'm not going to mention the other person, because, I really just going to go after SF, because, again, you're coming after me, you're not going to admit your mistakes, and you're going to trip over yourself, then, you know what? I'm coming after you. Sorry, I'm just trying to find it here.
The head.
Back here. Oh, yep, here it is. Okay. One last thing before we go. Okay. So for those that don't know, now I couldn't find. It's interesting. I don't know if he deleted it. I'm not saying he did. I just couldn't find it. But allegedly, SF claimed that these vehicles at 3 a.m., or at least the suspicious one that I've been trying to figure out, he says that was some teenagers who were waiting for a friend, and I guess their parents are lenient, and that they were just waiting for the friends, and that car is just some teenagers, and they're just getting in the car. Which, again, from the locals I spoke to, there are a few kids, but most of this neighborhood is elderly. Not elderly, but you know what I'm saying. There's not a lot of teenagers. So she says BS on that. And then a certain person, I'm not going to say, and please don't say in chat, because I'm trying, I really only want to call SF. I really don't want to call anybody else out. Because again, this is not what I like to do. But this person claims that these lights that are moving are somebody putting out their trash, right? Well, let's think about that. According to SF, he says that the trash truck is coming at 5:09 and 5:10. So if that's the case, where's this trash truck? Like where's this trash truck, and which person is putting out their trash, and why do they need a headlamp on? If it's 5:09 and lights starting to come up, is this guy really walking out there with a headlamp at 5:09? Like, is this something that he does normally, And where? Because according to them, even though my lights claim, in my opinion, are over here, according to these guys, the lights are over here. Where are they putting the garbage truck out? Where are they putting the garbage can out? Like, which house? Because it's got to be here. The lights go this way, right? So, I mean, is it the neighbor, putting his trash can out over here? Is the other subject that's got a headlamp on just standing there watching his neighbor put out a trash can? Because I don't even talk about the other light. Like, where's the logic in this? I'm sorry. So between the two, one's claiming that the lights are, that they're putting out their their trash can with a headlamp on. Yet when we look at the skybox, let's look at the skybox one last time at 5:09. Here's the skybox, everybody. Here, let me do this. Oh, no, that one won't work. Oh, actually... One more time. Let me just remind you guys. There's the skybox. Look at that. There's light. This is at 5:09. This security footage. Does that look like that's at 5:09 a.m. where the lights are starting to come up? Again, shame on you guys, man. Seriously, shame on you guys. I've worked on this for so long. Again, I don't know what's going on. I've produced my theories on this. I'm not even going to go into his report. I have no idea. He put out a report. If you guys want to read it, I don't know what the hell he says in this. He's trying to make feet, but I can't go off of this because clearly they didn't do a proper reenactment. So I can't do that. Joy Jones, God bless. Good to see you. Joy Jones, another person, part of the community that's helped me. God bless you. I hope you're doing well. I don't know when the hell my neighbors would put their garbage out. Just saying. But I don't think they'd have a headlamp on. And again, what about the other person? What about the other subject? There's two people with headlamps on. Both those lights are, more or less the same size. So anyway, I digress. I'm gonna leave it there. I'm sorry that I had to do this, and I apologize. You guys had to see a side of me that I really don't like to show. But when you post something like this, and you're talking about grifting and stuff like this, when you just got off a show where they get donations like God knows, I mean, they make 10 times more than I do. Holy goodness. But again, I spend hours putting a show together. I don't just come on and start not rambling and talking about stuff. Not saying that there's nothing wrong with that. Everybody has their way of doing their shows. But I like to put things together for my viewers. Sometimes it works well. Sometimes it doesn't. I'm not perfect. Yeah. I agree, Chris. They're wrong. Shame on them. The SF is wrong. You are correct. Yeah. Don't let them get to you. They're trying to get every YouTube channel that's covering this case, get on their bandwagon. Yeah. I know. They're trying to get under our skin. And I understand that. And yeah, it got under my skin, but that's okay because it just lit a fire under my ass to just, break down. Like I said, he's just tripping over himself every time he's releasing footage and stuff. But again, if you've got all this footage, why don't you release it? The community is your best. The community is your best resource. If you got footage, now I understand if there's a vehicle that may have a license plate, maybe you want to cut that out or, blur the license plate and stuff. Or if there's somebody walking by, obviously most of the footage is going to be at night. So I don't see where you're going to, dox anybody. Why not release that? If you've got, 60, 80 hours of footage, why not let the community help you? Now, I understand it could be a double-edged sword because they'll start kind of breaking down some stuff that they may go down rabbit holes. I know that is kind of a double-edged sword there. But again, at the end of the day, you could help solve this if you got all that footage. Anyway, I just want to say thank you to Sensei D. Sorry I wasn't seeing all my mods in here, but thank you guys. Thank you, June. Thank you, Sharon. God bless you. I hope you're doing well. Happy holidays. Rose Bunny, good to see you, sweetie. Again, I'd shut you all out. I'd be here all night. You guys are amazing. But remember when Chris figured out the car in Idaho 4 case laugh out loud where SF was on? Yeah. Again, I'm not perfect. I make mistakes all the time. Thank you, June. God bless you. Again, I love my community. You guys are so amazing. And again, we just want answers and we want to help. And again, I can't take my, so one thing I want to do, maybe I'll probably do it this weekend, probably Saturday. I want to do something special for my mods. So what we'll do is because, mods don't get paid. They just come in, mod, and sometimes they have to deal with people that are being mean. A lot of times my chat's pretty good, but, they don't get paid. They're just coming in on their own time. So I want to do something special for them. So I think Saturday we'll have a live show, and any donations that come in, what we'll do is we'll pool all those donations together, and then I'll talk to the mods and see how, if they want gift cards or, whatever, and we'll do it that way. So all the donations that come in will go to them, if that makes sense. Because, again, these mods that, come in and do such an amazing job, again, they don't get paid, and they're doing it on their own time, and God bless them. So with that, guys, I'm going to head out. I'll try to cut this up as much as I can, but we'll see what happens with SF. I'm sure he'll twist my words, or maybe, maybe he'll admit he made a mistake. I don't know. That's on him, I know he said something about, well, why don't you come out here, We'll get you set up. I forget. He put another tweet out, saying, why don't you come out? Well, if this case isn't solved by the end of the year, come April, I'm going to try to get out there, because, somebody needs to do this proper. They completely left out reenacting a vehicle in that street. They completely forgot reenacting the lights in between the yards where those lights, in my opinion, are going, and do some time tests. Anyway, so many tests that could be done, and they half-assed it. And to me, it is what it is. It might have to be that. If they don't find him by February next year, I may have to come out. Because I know I have people that will embrace me with warm arms and help me out. So, with that, guys, I hope you have the rest of a wonderful Wednesday. Thank you so much for listening to me. Thank you to those that donated. And if I missed your donation or something, thank you. And I'm not going to do a pet outro right now because my computer reset and I've got to fix some things. So with that, we will see you guys Friday unless something happens and I've got to do another video. But anyway, God bless you guys.